they were digging for the subway, the metro in Thessaloniki in the northern area of Greece, but with what they found, they had to stop everything. The metro, the subway, is an important way of moving citizens and dominates many capitals of many countries in the world, with a network of underground, surface, and overground railways of the area of Athens in Attica. Attica was completed in the first years of the new century to a very large extent, while there are considerations for further expansions on certain lines or even the creation of new ones. In the capital of Greece, Athens, so also in the co-capital of Salonika, the construction of the corresponding project during the course of its completion faces many kinds of problems. As the work progresses and the metropolitan digs gigantic, huge, they have this huge machine where it rotates and digs the ground. It digs gigantic tunnels. Images from a hidden past come to light to the eyes of the workers. The hidden past of Thessaloniki, like a gigantic wormhole, leads us to the completely different world where we would have never been able to meet, a dimension just a few feet below the street levels of the Thessalonians and the metro station of St. Sophia, findings of an ancient reality that only its material findings can give us a minimal idea of life and the thinking of the people who lived at that time. When one comes across such archaeological finds, any job stops. Among them is a monumental fountain building found at the southeast end of the marble paved square, which came to light during the excavations of the station in the section above Egnatia. The archaeological diamond became the reason for archaeologists and subway engineers to sit at the same table again and decide how they'll manage to preserve the important monuments found underground and at the same time deliver the station on time and without burdening the budget. The solution was found then, and thus Thessaloniki has just acquired a new monument that reveals a lot about the character of the city during the early Christian years. Looking at the remains of the ancient building, one cannot easily imagine that its length exceeded 15 meters and its height 3 meters, roughly the same as the floor of an apartment building. It's the largest monumental fountain building that has been found so far in excavations in Thessaloniki and is estimated to be one of the largest in the Roman world. It was built in the 4th century AD. While it went through successive construction phases that show it was in use, being the central source of water supply in the center of the city until the 7th century. In its first construction phase, it brought along a straight wall, 2 rows of semicircular, rectangular, and elliptical niches. From some niches, the water flowed into the large tank of the fountain, while some others were used only for decorative reasons, as they housed statues. In later phases, the fountain acquired the shape of a P, which was raised, and the water fell from the higher point first into basins with rich relief decorations, and then into a tank. Both the size and the monumental character of the foundation of the fountain were fully justified by both the location and the time of its construction. So we see that these fountains were not, as we see in Italy today, just beautiful sceneries, decorative statues and things like the Fontana di Trevi. These fountains were actually sources of water for people to use. Now, Thessaloniki became in the 4th century AD, the capital of part of the Tetrarchy, and brought the corresponding glamour and magnificence. The monumental buildings, the marble paved squares located on both sides of today's Egnatia area, and the arcades that came to light prove that the city, from the 4th to the 6th and 7th centuries AD, was characterized by large, at the same time, majestic public squares and spaces, as well as monumental constructions. Both on the marble paved square and on the fountain, later and in the mid-Byzantine years, mud brick buildings were built, in which mainly shops operated. These later constructions have been kept at the case of the square, while in the case of the fountain, they were removed in order to highlight the monument. So this is what they found. They found huge ancient fountains, one of the biggest of the Roman world, and of course it was a source of supplying water to the people of the area. This I've translated for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.